Hi everyone, we are going to go over the directions for the Characterization Continuum worksheet. First things first, just a quick reminder to put your name and your homeroom on your paper. Make sure you're giving me first name and last name, not a nickname, not first name, last initial, full first name, full last name. Before we begin, let's go over some directions. So the first thing that it says is fill in the opposite character traits at the ends of the spectrum and then write a full page description of how Jonas's behavior and character traits fall at both ends and in the middle of the spectrum. It also says you must give specific examples from the story and practice standard language usage. Just going to go ahead and highlight all of those different components of the directions so that we don't forget anything. Okay, so in yellow, it says that we need to fill in the opposite character traits at the ends of the spectrum. So these character traits are the same ones that we talked about in the previous video. So for example, on one end of the spectrum, I would write gullible. On the other, I would write insightful. So here's what that would look like. Gullible on one end, and then on the other, I would write insightful. And just so you're forewarned, my dogs are extremely excited because there is someone outside while I'm recording this video. So if you hear barking, that's all it is. All right, so I can use gullible and insightful, or if I go back to my different character continuums from the previous video, I could choose honest and deceptive. Or I could choose follower slash dependent to leader slash independent. So whichever one of those three you choose, you need to write them up at the top of your paper so I know which character continuum you're going to be using. The next thing we need to do is in purple, you need to write a full page description of how Jonas's behavior and character traits fall at both ends and in the middle of that spectrum. So you need to give, in this case, specific examples from the story. I highlighted that in green. Without those specific examples, you will not be able to earn full credit. While you're writing this full page, you also need to practice standard language usage. This means you're going to spell correctly to the best of your ability. So things like characters' names, which are right in front of you in the text, those should definitely be spelled correctly. The name of the book, that should be spelled correctly. You need to capitalize beginning of sentences, characters' names, book titles. You need to punctuate. You need to have periods at the ends of your sentences that are statements. You need to have question marks at the ends of questions, those types of things. And you also need to make sure that you are using other proper grammatical conventions. If you do all of that, you should be sure to earn 20 points out of 20 points for 100% credit.